Hey friends, this is Kristen Fagan here with a new episode of Free Spirit Beading with Softlex Company. Today we're gonna do a little modification on the design Cassandra from Beads to Live By shared with us last week during the beading party. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have a little backstory and some few things to share with you first before we get going, just to kind of, I have two versions, I guess you could say. The one I started on the beading party and the one that I worked on today. Hi, Aisha. Great to see you. Thanks for watching and joining us live. So I'm here with Softlex Company. We've currently got a sale going on that is 15 up to 40% off of our crimps and components. So if you haven't checked that out yet, please do. I know crimps are a fan favorite, and we have them all on sale right now. And then if you check out our closeout and our outlet section, any components and crimps that are located in there, you will get an additional 15% off the sale price that's already showing. So brings you up to 45% in some cases. So pretty great. Hey, Jacqueline. Hi, Lydia. Oh, hello, Hope. Wonderful. Hope is saying her package arrived safely. Thank you so much. Hope had ordered a lunar strand in the black, I believe. And when her order arrived originally, she had the wrong item in there. And we were out of stock of our lunar strand because, as you know, those are all always limited supply. But I happen to have one here that I hadn't used yet. So I sent that along to Hope so that she can get the correct strand that she ordered, even though it was actually sold out and gone. One of the bonuses of me getting some of our products, I guess, is that occasionally I'll have a few on hand here at my house that I haven't used yet, and we were sold out. So I'm glad your package arrived safely, and I was happy to be able to help you out with that scenario. Hi, Fern. Hi, Pamela. Just placed her order this morning. Thank you, Pamela. Hey, Teresa and Sue. Hope says, best customer service ever. We try, and sometimes it's funny because sometimes I don't really know what's going on in customer service. I just happened to get an email where they were discussing what was going on with your order. And I was like, oh, hey, I've got one of those here. So it was just kismet that I happened to see that particular issue going on, and I had one. But yeah, always happy to help. We love to make our customers happy, right? Oh, Jacqueline got her bead extravaganza package. Fantastic. I'm so excited about that. I have to work on my design. It's coming along. I've actually narrowed down what beads I'm going to be using from the kit, but I have to actually get going and figure out what my design is going to be to share with you all. So the Great Bead Extravaganza, if you don't know what we're talking about, it is a wonderful collaboration. It is a virtual bead show put on by a handful of just artisans and small business owners here in the beading industry. It's called the Great Bead Extravaganza. You can join us in the Facebook group. Everything goes down in the Facebook group. There are demonstrations, sales, giveaways, just all sorts of good stuff. And we are doing those a few times a year now. It started out as a one-off thing in November of 2020, when everything went cray and we all kind of got together. And then everyone loved it so much. We loved it. You all loved it out there that we decided to do some more. And so now we're doing quite a few a year. So join us over in the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, you can check out the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel. Some of the videos get posted there, but not all of the presenters stream multiple places. So you'll get a taste of it, but you won't get the entire event unless you're in the Facebook group. And if you want more information, you can check out thegreatbeadextravaganza.com, and that will link to the YouTube channel, the Facebook group, and also talk about all of the presenters and have our upcoming dates, all that kind of good stuff. Hey, everyone. Let's see who else joined us. Oh, we've got Irish Heritage, which I'm trying to remember. We talked about what your name was. Becky. Hi, Becky. Hi, Barbara. Deb from Dahlia Designs. Sue. Okay, gotta remember that. Thanks for reminding me again. And Diane. Hello. So did you all catch the beading party with Cassandra Spicer from Beads to Live By last week? We did that on Wednesday. Sarah and I were there chatting with Cassandra, and we had a wonderful time. And she showed us a gorgeous project. I got to bead along with her a little bit with some things I had in my own stash that kind of similar design, not the same, obviously, but it was a lovely chat. She has tons of beads. She sells Softlex, so go check them out at Beads to Live By. They are online. They are also a brick and mortar store. They're located in Michigan, and they went online a couple of years ago when the pandemic kind of hit, and they have an Etsy shop as well. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram, all sorts of places under Beads to Live By. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. I'm going to do a version of what Cassandra shared with us. I just changed it up a little bit with the beads that I'm using and even the wire that I'm using. So, all right, anything else to chit chat about before I turn it down? We've got a video with Sarah, I believe, on Wednesday. So make sure to check that out this week at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, I think that's it. All right. So let's switch to the beading table. And I am working with my beads from the Lunar New Year design kit. This is just a little snippet of all of the contents that are in that design kit. We still have a couple of these on sale. I think we've got about just under 20 available at this point. So you can still grab this kit. Once they're gone, they're gone. I'll give you a quick little lowdown of some of the beads. This was a strand that I had cut off, but it's got these great little lantern matte black beads in there. These kits are wonderful for stretching you out of your comfort zone. They're wonderful for beginners because they include the beads, the wire, the findings, and everything you need. You just have to have crimps and a pair of cutters, and you can start making your jewelry. So it's great for new beaders and seasoned beaders alike. Here's a sample from the Lunar New Year bead mix. We still have a handful of these available that you can buy separately, but if you buy the kit, it is included in the kit. I'll be using beads from that bead mix today. And then there were these two gorgeous strands in there. This is sort of like a red raspberry color because it's red, but it has a little bit of these purples and pink flashes in there. So it feels a little more raspberry to me. And then these are, I can't believe I haven't used these yet because I actually really love these. These are like a little lantern shape black bead with some little bronze speckles in there. Really pretty. I will be using these little rice beads. There's a full strand of these in the Lunar New Year kit, so I'm going to be using those today. I'm going to be using these pip beads. Now we sell a few different colors of pip beads in our website, softflexcompany.com. So I'm using the matte gold color today. However, Cassandra used these and she mentioned she's got like 100 colors available. So ours are limited supply. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if you watch this video later and you don't see pip beads any longer, then check out Beads to Live By because they've got a lot of color options. These two little ceramic beads are also in the Lunar kit. They are handmade by a family in Peru. There's a Buddha. There's a small Maneko Nico, and it's a lucky cat or beckoning cat. And then there's the large, which is what we used in was that last week we did this video? Last week's video where I made this prosperity mala filled with all sorts of symbolism and intention using a few of the beads like these Saturn cut and these faux corally looking ones from the kit. That one's from the kit. Mixed with seed beads and pyrite and citrine. So you can catch this video from last week on the SoftFlex YouTube channel. In addition to beads, you get findings. So you get these great little moon charms. There are 2 of those in the kit. Some ear wires and a lobster clasp, as well as crimp tubes. And these are 2x2 millimeter gold filled SoftFlex Company crimp tubes. Excellent quality. And last but not least, you'll have a spool of white quartz color SoftFlex beading wire in the medium diameter included in the kit. And then you can also pick up, if you want, the Lunar New Year Trios, which is a 3-pack, which has the white, the red coral, and the black, all 10 feet of each, all SoftFlex medium diameter 0.019, 49 strand beading wire. All right, so last Wednesday, we met with Cassandra, and she shared this wonderful design of making these little pip skirts. Hers was a little bit more elaborate because she's got beads going further and then put a pendant in the center. So while we were on the beading party with her, I tried my hand at it and I created this little piece of it. I had attached it to the cage beads from the bead mix and then beaded up the side. But because the cage beads are a little asymmetrical in their style and it's tough to kind of figure out exactly where to clip it to let it hang nicely, I felt like it was a little bit wonky. And so I cut it free and I decided to rethink it for our video today. So this little piece here was strung on 014, the fine diameter of SoftFlex beading wire, which makes it a little bit softer, a little bit lighter. As you see, those pips kind of roll around. It feels closer to a thread. And I wanted to see how it would work on the 01, the medium, since that's what's in our kit. And it's what I like to use a lot of the time because I like to use my magical crimpers, which work with the medium diameter. They do not work very well, if at all, with the fine diameter. And so this one I did with a medium. And so you'll see it's got a little more structure. I also put in some bigger seed beads in between than I had in the first design. So it's got a little more structure. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. What do you all think? Do you like the more thread-like feel of this one? Or do you like the more sculptural, structural feel of that one? Either one is great. There's no right or wrong way. And I think if I was to do a lot of them, maybe this would be a good way to go. But since I just wanted to do it in the front, I decided that maybe the heavier wire would be nice to work with. So I'm going to cut, I think I'll cut this one free. Oh, the other thing I did differently was this one used really small, little size 15 seed beads in between. But you'll see they got a little too close. These pip beads are like a little too close, I felt like. So in this one, I used some larger seed beads. These are a size 8. And they're actually delicas, I think, because they're more of a square shape. And then I put 2 rice beads in between those rondelles. Exactly, Maria. Either one depends on the use or the style of the moment. I agree. That's what I was saying. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. I just wanted to show you the slight difference. Gail likes them both. Becky says very pretty. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna follow what I did here, but I'm gonna cut this one free and do it in the red. And this way you can see there it is, 1, 2, 3. Now the 014 is a little bit thinner. So if your beads, if you didn't have a bead that could fit the 019 going through twice, then the 014 is going to be your better bet. But on these white clear, they're white rondelles that came in the Lunar mix, the Lunar New Year bead mix, I was able to fit 2 strands of the 019 through that one easily. And before I get any further, I'm going to make sure I can fit 2 strands into these red beads also. So I'll just pick up 2 strands and make sure that I can slide them in, and I can easily. So that means that this diameter will be fine. The heavier diameter will be fine for the project. Cut myself about 1 foot. You can even work off the spool so that you don't have to cut your wire right away like I just did. Because now I'll have to use a bead stopper to make sure I don't lose my beads. All right, so I'm going to do this pattern in the front here. So I've got 2 rice beads to start. And then I'm going to string on one of these red beads from the Lunar New Year bead mix. Pamela is asking, would the 024 be too heavy for the components? You can give it a try. It would mostly mean, can you get the 024 through the bead twice that you're using? And it's going to give it a little bit heavier or stiffer of a feel. So depending on how you want your final design to lay. But it's worth giving it a little try and maybe making a little section as a sample if that's what you have on hand and you want to see how it works. All right. Oh, and then I have to grab some seed beads, or these are delicas. So I'm using, these are a size 8. I didn't have a whole lot of selection in my colors, so I went with this one because I felt like it was pretty neutral. It's kind of got a little bit of a blue hue, but you don't really notice it when you've got it in the design. It kind of shows up more gray. You know, use what you got. That's what I always do. I'm just like, what do I have that could possibly work? So I'm going to do the size 8 delica, and I just say it's a delica because it's more of a square. A regular seed bead would be just fine too. Then a little pip. And just repeat that till I have 4 of the delica beads and 3 of the pip. Hi, Kristen. Kristen is asking, what wire are you using? I am using Softlex medium diameter 0.019 in the white quartz color. Okay, so once I have my little pattern, which is my little delica, pip, delica, pip, delica, pip, delica, then I'm going to feed this back through that red bead to create the pip skirt. Just like so. And then I'm going to add 2 more rice beads. I wonder if I could get away with just 1 in between because the shape of this bead is a little bit larger than the shape of that bead. Or if it would still get too close. I think the pips would end up being a little too close with 1. So I'm going to stick to 2. So 2 rice beads, and then I'll string another of these red beads on. Try not to knock all my beads off the table. And then I'm going to repeat that pip skirt pattern. String your beads down and then take the wire back through just the red bead. And this bead mix came with 4 of those red beads and 4 of those white beads. So that's how I came up with how many I would put in the center. Marisol is joining a little late, and she says, I made earrings with the cute flowers like these wire wrapped onto a frame. They are so cute. Do you mean these cute little flowers that we're making with the pip skirt? I bet they're adorable. And I was looking at this design. I know Cassandra had a pendant in hers, and I was thinking you could, if you wanted to, put a pendant in between the two if that was calling to you or you wanted to give that a try. Since it's just a short little section, I like it just being the focal in and of itself. I thought about adding a little pendant and it just wasn't working. Just wasn't working for me, but you might feel differently, or you might decide to do more up the sides and add a pendant like Cassandra did. Because I think she had 4 and then a pendant and then 4 more. So it kind of looked really nice with her count. Marisol was on a pip buying frenzy, and then when she got them all, she was like, why did I buy all of this? Because they're so cute. They are really adorable. I totally get it. Why you would go on a pip buying frenzy. And this is a great little way to use them. And I think I even was thinking that this could be kind of neat on a bracelet. I don't know. I don't know how they would lay. Maybe if you can even go back, like if I was using a smaller diameter, go back on the other direction too. I'm sure there's a gazillion uses for them. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Pamela says, looks very nice on a bracelet. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, this seems like it would be cute on a bracelet. So you can do the 4 and then just string up some beads up the back side to finish out your bracelet. Or you can go all the way around if you have enough to do that. Need one more of these. And so this was one strand of pips that I'm using here. And I was able to do these 4, I'll have these 4, and then I still have a couple left. 3, looks like I could make another 1, 2, 3 pip skirts. So that would get you 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 total. All right, so there's my 4. And then I'll add 2 more rice beads to the other side. And so now, since I'm working on 019, you could just string up the rest and not even use a connector. On this design, I used a connector. And I do have these little ones here to try and see what they look like. But they add a little something to it. So on this one, I use these really pretty butterflies that we have at softflexcompany.com. And they are a lot of fun because they have tons of places to connect. So just be careful when you use these that you connect on the bottom and on the top so they'll lay nice and symmetrical, because there are lots of different spots that you could ultimately connect. Well, let's see how these little fan favorites work. So I've got them in the 8.6 millimeter size. And then this is the next size up, which is 13 millimeter in the black. So I'm going to grab some 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes in the gold filled. And that's what you would get in the kit. Slide down my crimp, add on my little connector ring, and then slide back down. And then I'm just going to crimp one side closed. And I want to make sure that I can fold it and it's not too tight before I crimp. It feels a little snug, so I think I'm going to pull it away just a smidge from the bead and a little closer to the connector. And then I'm going to use my magical crimping pliers. I'm going to place that crimp right in the center of that notch. Give it a good squeeze. It'll create my 4-cornered ravioli. Turn it 90 degrees, place it back in that notch, give it another squeeze, and then I go around a few more times. Just really cinching that in and turning that tube into a nice little crimp bead. And then you just trim off your excess. And we'll do the other side. So for this one, I'm curious because this one laid really nicely with the bigger connectors. And this one feels a little stiff. I don't know if it's because the connector's not as heavy or if I have to kind of loosen this up a little bit. So let's see. If I just kind of wiggle it and try and loosen up the beads a little. So in that case, this one might be a good candidate for adding a pendant if I find it doesn't lay as drapey as I would want it. And we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Janelle late. She'll have to watch the replay. It looks so cute. It is cute. Pips are cute. Cute, cute, cute. And Marisol said she got some more pips when she was at the Tucson Gem Show. Oh, I didn't get to the Tucson Gem Show this year. I know it's still going on this weekend. Not all the shows are still going on, but a couple of the ones that I like to go to are. But it is my husband's birthday weekend, and I don't know that going to the Tucson Gem Show is high on his list of things to do for his birthday weekend. Sad to say, but cute. So this could be really cute as a choker necklace too, if it doesn't want to lay as drapey and it wants to lay a little bit wider. That could work really well as like a shorter design. Janelda says it's her birthday weekend too. Woot woot, happy birthday. I know he always has like pink birthday cupcakes and his entire life, because every time his mom would go and get stuff for school when he was little, that's all they had were the pink cakes left. But he loves it, actually. He loves a good pink icing. Janelda's is the 11th. Yeah, he is the 13th. So he's actually on what is now considered Galentine's Day. It wasn't Galentine's Day when he was little, but it is Galentine's Day now. When did that start? When did the 13th become Galentine's Day? I like it. I like Galentine's Day. I think that's pretty fun. So now I'm just going to create another connection on the other side to string up some beads. Janelda says hers was red velvet cupcakes, homemade. That sounds delicious. Aren't they nice colors, Fern? I don't design with red that much. But I've been enjoying wearing red the last few weeks between the Galentine's party and the Lunar New Year. I've been rocking a lot of red lately. Rosanna's grandson's birthday is today. Oh, happy birthday to your grandson. I don't know how long I want to make this. I'm just going to trim off a bit of wire and see. So now, if I go back to something like this, I can't use this bead because I think I dropped one of them. And I don't know where it is. But I can focus on some of these red beads from the mix. Yes, happy birthday. So those of you that were speaking of Galentine's, those of you that signed up to do a Galentine Valentine with our Galentine's party with Jesse James Beads, today is the day to get your product, your little gift out into the mail to your Valentine so that they get it in time for the holiday. I have to still send mine out, so I'll be doing that as well. But I fear my Galentine is actually in Australia, so I fear that she's probably not going to get it. I don't know how long it takes to get to Australia. But she may not get it in time. Marisol, this kit is not sold out. So this is the Lunar New Year kit, and I think we have just under 20 of them left. I'm just going to pull out some of these red. I like these red little bar beads, these rectangles, and maybe use the cage beads also. And some of these caps. Maybe some of these rhinestone ones also. A couple more caps. So these are all from the Lunar New Year bead mix. So now I'm just going to string up the sides. Let's see if these work, these little rhinestone ones. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to grab some of these size 6 delicate beads that I used in the pip skirt and use them as spacers going up the side. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I like what's going on here. I'm going to put a little clip in it and work on the other side. And once again, I'll just show you. Look at how it looks when I put it as a possible bracelet. That's pretty cool. So the last thing I'll have to figure out is how long to make these. And I'll probably decide that by putting them on a neck piece or trying to put them, holding them up and seeing how they lay. I have a feeling that this red one is going to be a little shorter. And I liked this one at about 18 inches, like a normal average, I should say, average size. But I think I might like this red one shorter. So before I crimp, I like to kind of hold my crimp in there without squeezing and then pull on the tails just to make my loops a little bit smaller and look at them, make sure they're close in size. And then I give it a good squeeze, makes that 4 pinched ravioli, turn it 90 degrees, put it back in that notch right in the center, squeeze again, and then roll around a few times. And you just got to be careful when you do that, that you're keeping the crimp inside that little cavity that you've got here. It's like a half circle on each side, because if it pops out and then you squeeze it, it is going to start to deform it a little bit. Just takes practice. Janelle just says red and black always look so good together. They do. And I'm wearing like a polka dot, black and white polka dot dress, and I think it looks fabulous with red too. So red, black, and white are really, really nice together. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you were able to join us and that you love the design. I am working off of the design that Cassandra Spicer from Beads to Live By shared with us last week. So she came on at the beading party and shared this fabulous design idea. And I'm just sort of taking it and changing it a bit with the beads that I have and making my own little version. Okay, curiosity. How is this going to lay? So I'm going to put a little bead stopper on this side as well as this side, and I'm going to put it on my neck piece and see what I think. Oh, I think I just found that black bead. This one here, I think it just popped out from underneath my desk while I was messing with this. Score. All right, I'm going to pop you back up to me here to show it to you on the neck piece here. And hey, it's looking pretty good. It's hanging pretty well. And I could, if I wanted to, put a little pendant here if you wanted to make sure it pulled down a little bit more. But I think having that be like a collar style would be really fun. So nice and short and like right up here. And then the other one I have is the design I did with the white and black beads. And let's see, I feel like this one can go a little bit longer. So let me grab another bead stopper. I'm running out of bead stoppers here. And just clip them on the back so that I can have a look-see. I can even take the stoppers off the front so it doesn't impede. Yeah, and so I think there's the black and white one on the bottom. So this one uses those butterfly link connectors, which are on sale right now. And the top one uses the little round hammered link connectors. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because the beads are a little bit heavier and the connector's a little heavier, but this one did really well laying a little longer. So I'm going to keep that one probably close to 18 inches, and I'm going to try and see maybe this one is 17 or maybe it's 16. I'll have to work that out on my neck and see what I want to do. But really fun, right? So you can make, if you get the Lunar New Year bead mix, you will have these beads in the center, and you'll also have some of the beads that go up the side on the red one. And also these large black and white beads here. Then if you get the whole kit, you'll have all of the other beads like the rice beads I added. And you just need to add a connector, and you need to add the pips, and then a little spacer bead like a seed bead of some kind. So there we have it. Another Lunar New Year necklace design. I'm really getting a lot of use out of this kit. It's so funny how sometimes some kits I use like crazy, and then other kits I barely get a chance to touch. But for this kit, I got to make a whole bunch of items, and I adore what I've been able to create so far. This was the one we did last week, and I was wearing it. I don't know if you, I was a Hello Kitty fan as a kid. And when I had this on, I just was like, I just couldn't help but smile every time I looked at it, because it reminded me of Hello Kitty, that little lucky cat does. All right. So thanks for being here with me today. I will be live again next Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. You can catch Sarah at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday with a new video tutorial from her. And we've got all of our crimps and our components, like the connectors we used today, on sale, 15 up to 45% off. And that includes items that are in our closeout and in our outlet section. So thanks again for joining me today to work on this project, whether you're here live or you watch it later. We really appreciate it. Many wishes for a lovely new year. And thanks, Marisol says, you rock. Thank you. You're welcome, Maria. You're welcome, Deb. Thanks so much, Fern and Aisha. Lots of lovely comments. Great. I'm so glad you liked today's project. It was a lot of fun. Those little pip skirts are super cute. So check out Cassandra from Beads to Live By as well. Follow her and see what she's up to. She's always making really beautiful things, and we look forward to having her back on a new beading party in the future. Until then, I will see you next Monday. Have a wonderful week. Bye, everybody. All right, have to throw in that Go Pips. We need more pip projects, right, Marisol? Thank you, Gloria. It was wonderful, Janella. Thank you. Bye, everybody.